Hey, what's going on, folks? Listen, relationship ready moment. Anytime that you decide to mix your life with somebody, decide to merge your life with somebody, or marry your life, the word marriage means merger, there's going to be some healing or adjusting or some moves, some shifting that has to take place, right? Because you're mixing your culture with their culture, your ideology with their ideology. And what you're creating together is something, in a sense, something new. But here's the thing, that something new does not come from you being two totally different people. That something new comes from you being fully who you are, them being fully who they are. And of course, with anything, with personal growth, you get rid of things that are harmful to yourself. So it should be the same thing. There's some things that when we have to get rid of things that may be harmful to another person, if we're actually caring for them and loving them, and we want them to thrive just as much as we want ourselves to thrive, and if we want that thriving to happen together, right? So taking that into consideration, we have to make some adjustments and be prepared to make certain adjustments, to be prepared to have to shift in certain ways, or to maybe, and maybe not necessarily believe something different, but maybe not necessarily hold our beliefs so much so that it causes us to no longer love others who don't believe the same way that we believe, right? And figure out how to not necessarily all the time compromise, but more so how to collaborate and be able to find if there's an ability for us to bring this together and collaborate together. A lot of times what is happening is a lot of us are trying to engage these relationships from ideologies that either don't work, or ideologies that are laced with our conditioning and laced with even our pains and our hurt and things that have happened. And instead of using those things in a positive way, we're using them in ways to force our way in the relationship, or to force what we want or what we feel like we should have, and this is that and the other. And it causes us to operate from a place of entitlement. This is why most of the time when you hear people talking about their exes or relationships, rarely do you hear people say it was their fault. When they say that it was somebody else's fault, or the way someone else acted, or the way someone else did this or that and the other. It's because for some reason we're stuck in our own sense of rightness, right? Or our own self-righteousness, so to speak, which is normal. I don't think anybody should be condemned about it, but I think that we have to begin to operate from a different mentality when we're talking about being in friendships and family and relationships with other people. There has to be a mindset that's coming from the heart of who we are that says, listen, I aim to be love for you in this, and I have to explore how I can be that love for you, and I want to be able to present that love to you in a way and in a language in which you understand and can receive, and that is truly, ultimately, considerate of you and actually for you. All right, so just in this moment and thinking about relationships and how we really do these or whatever, I'm not saying get rid of who you are. I'm not saying get rid of all of your quirks and ideologies and different things like that. But what I am saying is, and all of you already know this, it's already inside of you, we have to operate more so from a place of understanding a we versus operating from a place of just simply understanding me. Now, don't get rid of the understanding of you, because you have to have it, because the person entered into a relationship with you because you were you. So if you come into the relationship and are no longer you, there's a problem. All right, so you have to be you, but it's all about, and I say this all the time, it's all about authenticity and really doing the work to get to your most authentic self, right? And presenting that most authentic self to your relationship, and what should naturally birth out of that most authentic self. Now, again, or most authentic being, maybe I should say being instead of self, right? Because sometimes the word self gets us thrown off. But to operate from our most authentic being, right? And what should kind of come from that, or birth out of you being your authentic being, should automatically be love, joy, peace, all of the fruit of the spirit that we tend to talk about, and you may hear even spoken about in religious sects or spiritual sects or church or different things like that. So love, joy, peace, long suffering, patience, all of these things. You know, I asked the question the other day. I said, what is it that makes you so much more worthy of the love, joy, peace, and patience, and gentleness and kindness that you rob others of when you're not living according to your higher self? Right? When you're not living according to the authentic being that you really truly are. All right? When we live according to that authentic being, we may find that we're actually more compatible with human beings, or more compatible with one another than we actually really think. And when I say we, again, I'm saying we as if the message is to everyone. All right. It'll bring us into a place of cohesion and in a place of healthy, quality-filled relationship that maybe many of us have never really experienced. So sometimes it seems like a dream, for us to actually truly be loved. It's our dream to truly be loved, but that's really supposed to be our nature. It's supposed to be just natural for us. So just consider that. Think about that as you do your relationships, that you want to do them from your most authentic self, and that there will have to be some adjusting that takes place because you're taking into consideration the life and soul and baggage and culture and quirks and all of that of another person. And we're trying to marry that together or merge that together into what we call our relationship, our friendship, our love, or however you really would want to term it. Or whatever. We can do this. You can do this. And we truly are, in more ways than we know, compatible. But that compatibility ultimately truly lies in the core of us being our authentic selves. The space in us where we can truly say, hey, listen, I am love for you. Right? And where that person can say back to you, I am love for you. And then we can really do it the way that it really needs to be done. All right? Just a little bit of something to think about. I know that was very simple. And it's like, duh, everybody knows that. But sometimes I think we have to be reminded. Sometimes we just have to be reminded. All right, so let this serve as a relational moment with Czar, a relationship ready moment with Czar, but just as a reminder that the ultimate goal is to show up in the relationship as your authentic self, and that person show up in the relationship as their authentic selves, and you allow the fruit of the spirit of that authenticity just to be the guide and the governor and the functioning of that relationship. All right, so some shifting and some adjusting got to do. I said in another video one time before, pick up your cross. Let's go on this journey together, and let's do these relationships the way they should be done. I want you to always remember that I am love for you, and I hope that you are love for me. All right, y'all. Peace.